Okay, so we're going to kind of do a little bit of an informal proof here. It's not going to be a 2-column proof like we're going to get into. We're going to informally kind of look at our triangle and what is being noted on the triangle. And we're going to go from there and we're going to try to figure out if we can prove that these two triangles are congruent. So if we notice on our drawing, I've got two little boxes here at F and G. And so that means that some of our given information is that we have two right angles. Okay, so I'm going to make them a little bit bigger so we can see them better. So I've got two right angles. So right triangles, right? Got two right triangles. EFG and FGH. That's what they want us to prove, right? So that's where we're going to lead to. We want to know if EFG and FGH are right triangle or are congruent. We know they're right triangles. Okay. The other piece of information that is given to us is, see these two little tick marks right here mean that those two sides, EG and HF, are congruent. So let's go ahead and write that information down because that is also given to us. So EG is congruent to HF. So that's our given information. Okay, so we know that we have a right triangle and we know that we have at least one side that's congruent. Okay, so I can do a couple of different things and I can look at my angles and I can look at my sides and I got to come up with one of the 5 theorems. Remember, when I have a right triangle, one of my theorems is called hypotenuse leg. So I've got my hypotenuse here, right? The hypotenuse is the side that is across from my right angle. So that means that HF and EG are both hypotenuses or hypoteni. I don't know how you say that. So the other piece of information that we can figure out is that FG is congruent to GF. And we know this because of the reflexive property. Okay, so FG is congruent to GF. And I'm naming it that way because it looks like EFG and HGF would kind of go like that. So that's kind of why I'm naming it kind of funny like that. But we know that those two sides are congruent, and we know that it is the reflexive property that tells us this. So for my statement of FG being equal to GF, my reasoning is that I know it's the reflexive property. So how do we know that these two triangles are congruent? Well, I have a hypotenuse and I have a leg. And I knew this because it's a right triangle, and that's why I have a hypotenuse and a leg. So my reasoning for congruence is hypotenuse leg congruence.